watching. My parents are watching.
My parents are dead.
My parents don't know.
Yeah, I don't think
in this city.
I told my parents I was at my friend's house.
Do your parents really not even know?
They don't know. My dad called me yesterday and I didn't pick up. So they have no idea that I'm here.
You just answered and you're like, no.
No, I didn't pick up.
Oh.
Because the first thing my dad was, I was talking to Robert about this. The first thing my dad would say, like, I'd be like, hey, I'm competing in the finals of the National College Improv Tournament this weekend in Chicago. He'd be like, all right. So when are you gonna study? So what about like school? And I'd be like, oh no, yeah, I'll get to that. You know, like I've done schoolwork ahead of time, so I'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, and actually you can watch it live on webcast. He's like, oh, that's cool. Can I watch you studying live on webcast? He'd say something really shitty like that. Like not trying to be funny, just be like
for real.
Just straight dick.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's great and all, but honestly, I'd rather watch you like study live on here.
The dad's really boring. Like I don't know what you do with your free time, but.
And one time he was watching online, and my dad like watched my brother watch it online. He's like, what is this? And my brother's like, oh, this is Rudy. He's doing a show with people. He watched like the first 2 minutes, and he was like, this is gay. What the fuck is he doing? He needs to stop doing that. And it was like one of our best shows too. He's like 13. You know.
Like Ohio has so many on your guys' team.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like crazy.
But like going back like years, like
yeah, but like there's a lot of people. That's really cool.
yeah, it's really, that's the reason I'm able to move up here with no job or anything, is because I know people that live here and they're helping me. You know,
I don't think I'll ever leave.
Yeah, is this?
Yeah, it's a nice city.
It seems nice,
I
yeah.
certainly don't want to go back to Florida.
This is the first time I've ever been here.
Oh wow! I had a friend who moved here yesterday too, and he's never been here before.
It's going to be kind of a shock, I think, to go from Florida to Chicago with no money and no apartment and no job and no food. So that'll be fun.
People that just have that initiative where it's just like, oh, I'm here. Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to stay for 6 months or whatever. Those people usually end up doing fairly well because it's an indication of either fearlessness or stupidity, and I'm not saying they're mutually exclusive, but it certainly flies in the face of how we're conditioned to think or behave in order to be a productive member of society. So Chicago is that. We're the mecca of improv, and people move here all the time. And it's not that you move here, it's sort of how you are once you move here. And I know people that just, they like, it's an all-you-can-eat buffet, and they immerse themselves in everything they can immediately. And I know some people who freak out and shit themselves in their apartment for a year and never come out. And then finally, after a year of like beating themselves up or feeling like I should be doing something, I was a star back in, tiny fishbowl land, they finally get out and say, fuck it, I'm going to swallow my pride, I'm going to do something and gear up. So those are kind of the two levels of the way people enter into this community.
Spence, you wanna comment on that?
He said that it's not mutually exclusive. You can be fearless or stupid, and I think I'm both of those things.
You're fearlessly stupid?
Yeah, I'm stupidly fearless, I think.
Phil and Michael just moved here from Kansas City, and it was, I would see like some Facebook posts or see him around. It's just like, there's improv every night, and it's going on every night, not just in one place, like in 4 or 5 different places. If you love it enough to want to move to Chicago, you will be not disappointed by the amount of immersion that you can get. It will make you happy if improv makes you happy.
It's like us in Chicago when people move to LA. It's like you're going to a city where there are 1,000 more actors for your type. You go into a room and there's 30 people look like you. There's 30 people have your experience or more experience. You come to Chicago, it's the same thing. You come here and we're saturated with improvisation. And if you understand that coming into it, and you understand you're coming to a cold climate, where 9 months out of the year, you've got condition. It's not like, like in Florida or Arizona or California where you've got nice weather. You do have things to battle with.
But on the other hand, when you've walked these streets,
you feel Chicago calling you, you feel that impulse, it's like burning you right through your feet, like just to go, then you gotta go. Because if it's affecting you that strongly, get here.
I did it, I made it. I felt so bad on the subway, I felt like a big idiot. Because I had a huge duffel bag and a backpack, and they were packed in there, people were packed in the subway. Apparently, like, everyone uses it. And by subway, I mean elevated train. I'll learn.